It's on? Okay, good. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Community Redevelopment Agency regular meeting here in Dania Beach, Florida, Tuesday, April 25th, 2023 at 5:30. Elora, can you please call the roll?
Yes. Chair Ryan,
Here?
Vice Chair Llewellyn,
Here.
Board Member Davis,
Here.
Board Member James, Board Member Savino,
Here.
Here.
City Attorney Bootsas,
Here.
and Operations Manager Weeks.
Here.
Chair, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, we'll move to citizen comments. Are there any citizen comments? No citizen? Well, we have a couple citizens. Welcome, citizen. Okay, so we'll skip into the administrative report. Ms. Weeks,
Okay.
please.
Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the CRA Board. Our administrative report today, we're going to focus on all the elements that we usually have with the Executive Director. And as you know, he had planned to have a meeting via Zoom to introduce and welcome members of the IP to Market Technical Advisory Board. I just wanted to let you know that that has to be rescheduled. Upon his return, he will host that meeting via Zoom for the Technical Advisory Board. According to Florida Act 163, Part 3, the CRA is required to, by March 31st, to provide an annual report to the county and state. This is a regulation that we have always met. Unfortunately for us, this year, we met that regulation with time to spare. The executive director did a fantastic job of providing the annual report on time to the county, and he provided copies to both the board and also to members of the city management. Just so that you know, the annual report is also used as a marketing piece for the CRA, so that in addition to basically financial reports on what we do, we have also used it to promote the CRA and what it's doing for the city. So we do have copies, and we have extra copies which could be made available to the public. By the end of this week, I should have enough copies that, people who want could just ask, and we provide them with copies of the annual report. In terms of economic development activities, our business attraction manager was out doing Bravo visits, and it's very interesting that one of the first visits he did was a Bravo Action Team visit with the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance. They held their meeting on April 4th at Mad Arts Gallery, formerly Gallery of Amazing Things, and they were able to showcase the building, and the owner of Mad Arts advised that since WMODA has moved out of the second floor, Mad Arts plans to build out space and create additional entertainment space for that area. And I just want to note that Mad Arts Advertising is part of our Arts and Entertainment District. They were presented here a few months ago as part of our Arts and Entertainment District, so it will be very interesting to see what entertainment space they will provide for the new facility. We also visited El Coyote Mexican restaurant. I hope I pronounced that right. We learned that this is a classic mother and son owned and run Mexican restaurant in Meadowbrook Plaza, which is a few steps away from Dollar Tree. And the food is very good, authentic Mexican. So happy to have a great Mexican restaurant join the other restaurants in the city of Dania Beach. Also, new businesses at Dania Point coming soon. The Putt Shack, which is going to be located in the empty space underneath, under Bolero at the end of the third quarter of 2023. Now, Putt Shack is a mini golf experience. And they didn't say miniature, they said mini golf, so I think it's indoor, but it's going to be really, sounds interesting. And then Baked Bear. That one surprised me because that's an ice cream sandwich shop. And that's going to be located next to Tommy Bahama. and that is coming sometime by the end of this year or winter 2024. So we expect to have 2 new businesses at Dania Point. In terms of business development, we had updates on 2 new residential developments that, we've been seeing going up for quite a few months, and now they're actually opened and leasing. Celeste Seaside, which was formerly the Tryon, they moved in and expected to have 54 lease properties by, I guess the end of this month. And also, we learned from estate companies that the new residents are from out of state and mostly employed in the healthcare and technology sectors. So they are doing well. It's a pet-friendly building, and they're currently leasing retail and commercial spaces. And I think you would have seen the building, part of it, due to the CRA interlocal agreement with Broward County, provides some city area improvements as well as a public park. I haven't seen the public park, but the front of the building already is beautiful with a great piece of art displayed at the front of Celeste Seaside. So that's really a great development. And then Oasis Point, which is very close to Dania Point, the developer, Assi Symbol, has reported that the building is now 97% leased.
So, Ms. Weeks, I just wanted to also just add, I actually went over to the Celeste Seaside it is now,
Yes.
and took a tour. I know we have a grand opening that's coming up, I think in June, with a ribbon cutting. The building is beautiful. It has a lot of amenities, and they paid a lot of attention to detail. It's absolutely gorgeous. So for the ribbon cutting or even before, if you want to go over there and take a tour, I'm sure they'd be happy to walk you around, but it's stunning. It's a nice little gem for us to have here.
And just one question, did you see the area that's designated for the public park? Or?
I'm trying to remember I know that they had a pool, they had a barbecue area, they
Okay.
have a pet area. I can't remember specifically the park.
Okay.
But it wouldn't surprise me that there's an area in there. They paid a lot of attention to detail. There's a lot of really great amenities, so.
Maybe we could go over there and get some pictures of it so that we can publish. Because this is very exciting since there was that interlocal agreement which enabled the CRA to acquire $1 million in funding for this project through the Broward redevelopment program. So
Everything's in the center of the building.
In the building, okay.
Everything's like in the middle of it, so that's likely where the park is.
yes, okay, thank you. The business attraction manager also attended JetBlue Vacations meeting. This was held at the Design Center of Americas, and it was to discuss a possible merger with Spirit Airlines, but they also took the opportunity to talk about JetBlue travel products. And they discussed Paisley, which is a platform that they're using now to provide rental cars, hotels, and other activities that will be integrated with JetBlue airline purchases and customers. So Paisley, which they said launched 2 years ago in 2021, has partnerships with over 700 hotels and resorts across the world. The interesting thing about this for Dania Beach in particular is that JetBlue Vacations, which is where Paisley sits, has 356 employees, and 125 are in the physical office at Dakota Design Center of the Americas. In the discussions, there was talk that when the merger goes through, additional flights may lead to 1,000 new jobs in the greater Fort Lauderdale area. And that was basically the Bravo report. The next item is CRA events. As you know, Dania Beach CRA has been presenting events over the past 9 years. And in the absence of Dania After Dark, which we no longer produce, we worked very hard on presenting the 9th annual Dania Beach Arts and Seafood Celebration on April 1st and 2nd. And the CRA would like at this time to extend its thanks to all who assisted with the presentation of this year's event. There were some challenges which we will probably discuss at another time, but there were so many levels of support that ranged from community volunteers and city departments to BSO, police and fire, and a number of organizations and sponsors that made this event happen. I want to thank the city manager and all the city departments. Every single city department assists with this event. Every single department. I do have to actually thank Parks and Recreation and Mr. Rafael Acosta, because he literally surrendered his office to the CRA and allowed us to be able to work through the weekend of the event to accomplish our task. I do want to thank as well our sponsors and two major organizations in the city of Dania Beach who participated, the Friends of the Library, who have always been a part of the Arts and Seafood Celebration, and the Historical Society. Brand new to the event, but they had great features, and I believe they had a great time at the event. I want to thank our artists, our performance artists, the sand artists, mermaid, painters, food and beverage vendors, and of course the star of our chef showcase. It was really good this year, and the great songs of music throughout the weekend. We had two great hosts as well that came to us via Art and Soul. They were from the media, and they really did put on a good show. So I want to thank all, and we will come back, I believe, at another meeting to discuss further details about the event. The Dania Beach Patch. So on April 3rd, actually the day right after the Arts and Seafood ended, we had fantastic news. We learned that the Spirit Charitable Foundation, who provided us with $20,000 in last year, decided to provide us with $25,000 grant money for the patch. This was fantastic, and we were really excited about it. And we were hoping today, as you could see in your agenda package, that we had hoped to have Spirit here to actually present the check, but they apologized and said that something came up and their senior executives were unable to attend. So we're going to reschedule the presentation of the giant check to you. But the good news is that they've already provided us with the check for $25,000. So we are very heartened and appreciate the fact that they're with us. They're very good partners with us. We're actually working with them on an article about what has been happening at the patch. And so, as I noted in this report, it comes at an opportune time for us because we had been talking about implementing programming for youths and seniors. We want to try and do after-school programs to teach the benefits of gardening and healthy eating to the young people in our community. And then we also want to support senior programs like a senior market event, things like that, to bring the seniors to the patch and to provide education to them as well. This has been spurred too by the fact that at Saratoga, there are a number of seniors who are now benefiting from the patch. We provide produce to them, and some of them come over. There's a little gardening area that they work at in the community garden. So we want to expand this opportunity. And in addition to that, this money will help us to outfit the interior of the new shed. The city had provided us with some funds, and we got the new shed delivered. And while we were trying to figure out what we're going to do about getting, the shed outfitted, and we were looking at a more long-term plan. Now that we've received these funds, that's going to be one of the things that we're going to look at as well, because we want to increase sales through new merchandise and value-added items. We already do infused herbs and infused oils and dried herbs and so on, and of course, CRA merchandise as well. So we are really very grateful to the Spirit Charitable Foundation, and they will hopefully at a future meeting present the check to you. In terms of ongoing programs and activities at the patch, we want to extend a special thanks to the Public Services Department for assisting us with cleanup after the rainstorm. The landscaping department came out and helped us to actually move some of our items that were used for garden sales that, were flooded into the patch and blocked the access to the actual patch. And they came out and they helped us, and, we're thankful for that. The Patch in the Box CSA program ended this month, but we are hoping to resume again. This time we'll try to start from the fall. It's going to be $240 for a box that will be delivered every other week, every 2 weeks. We're looking to refresh that program a bit, and so we will get back to you on how Patch in the Box will be presented for the next year. And in April, as I was saying before, we have donated to Saratoga Seniors, also to the United House of Prayer for All People, and the Bible Way Missionary Baptist Church. For Earth Day, we really had hoped to do something with We Florida Financial. They spoke to us earlier in the month and said they'd love to come for Earth Day, but again, they were unable to come to the patch. They have promised a donation, and they are looking forward to bringing a group of their staff to volunteer at the patch. So as soon as we get more information on that, we'll provide it. Invitation homes continue to be volunteers at the patch. They provided funds in the amount of $2,500 last year, and they're also volunteering at the patch. We urge corporate entities to come out to the patch and do volunteer hours there because it's very beneficial, and it's all the volunteers we have had always say to us it's a great experience to come and to dig in the dirt and to actually see the produce growing, and they all get a greater understanding of what it means to be a gardener and what it means to have something as great as the patch providing sustainability and healthy produce for the community. The patch continues to be open Monday to Friday on weekdays from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And that concludes the written portion of my administrative update, but I do have an announcement to make. Our CRA administrative specialist who handles all the finance for the department, K.Y. Davis, resigned, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to publicly thank her for 5 years of dedicated service to the Dania Beach CRA. She's leaving in the next couple of weeks, but we did appreciate all the work she did with keeping us on time and on budget on an ongoing basis. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Commissioner James?
Yes. Kathleen, can you clarify that price for the patch box?
Yes,
Did you say $240?
yes, 240.
What come in a box?
Huh?
What's
No,
in,
it's for the year.
for the year?
Yes, it's for.
Oh, you said every other week. Every other
No,
week.
that's
you-
when you get the box. You get the box every
Okay, so
other
it's
week.
$240
period, for the
annually, and then
period,
you
yes,
get it.
yes.
Okay, I
So
had to
this
clarify
last one
that.
started in January and it ended in April, and they got produce from January to April.
Okay.
240, and then.
Thank you
if
for the
decide-
clarification.
Well, it's good because if somebody decides to become a member later on, we prorate it, so you pay less.
Right.
because you may have-
Okay, well, thank you for the clarification. Look, I was gonna say, y'all, is meat in that box too? I don't know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. Board members, any other questions for Ms. Weeks here? No? Okay, so we'll move on to presentations. Thank you very much, Spirit Charitable Foundation, for the check. I know that they're going to bring it to the city on a later date, but at least the money's in the bank. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. Eve, if you could please read the resolution to accept the check.
You really don't need to because it's on consent.
Okay. Okay, so all in favor of the consent agenda? Yeah, please make a motion. Sorry. hold on, go ahead, Vice Chair.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay. And I have a second from Commissioner James. All right, all in favor? Aye. All right, it's passed unanimously.
We're done.
Okay, no proposals and bids, no discussion, possible action. Good for information items. All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Oh, sorry.
Okay, let's just go.
I have, I'm sorry, I didn't want to, I wouldn't want to do this on, I
And we
wanted to
have comments.
follow the protocol. There is a May 9th meeting scheduled for the CRA board. And at this point in time, I think we need to be able to
You wanna
recenter
postpone that?
ourselves a bit since the director is not present, and I have to figure out how we move forward. So I'm asking if it's possible for you to postpone that, we can postpone that meeting. It comes just 2 weeks from now, and, we. You want to move it to the end of the month? Yes.
We could schedule that, right, Laura?
Wait.
So that would be the 23rd,
Yeah, I would do the 23rd, yeah.
when we have our regular commission meeting? Is everybody okay with that? Is there a motion?
Yes, it's the 23rd.
Our city commission meeting's the 23rd.
So this is the budget workshop? Or you're talking, oh, the regular CRA meeting, okay. Okay.
Is it the I have the 23rd. Is that it?
I have that too, unless we changed it.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Is
Vice
there a
Mayor.
motion?
Go ahead, Vice
Make a
Mayor.
I'll make-
motion to postpone
Okay.
the meeting to 23rd of May.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. Meeting's been rescheduled.
Do you want to see if there are any board comments?
Yeah, are there any comments from anybody on the board? Okay, Vice Mayor?
I just wanted to publicly thank Bill Harris from the CRA for the night of the flood. We had a number of city employees who were stranded here, and through his relationships that he's developed with a number of the hotels in town, he was able to secure some rooms at a reasonable rate for city employees who couldn't get home that night. And it was a very nice thing to do, and I just appreciate that, so I wanted to thank him publicly for that. So, that's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Anyone else? Nope, all good? Please, Commissioner Davis.
Ms. K.Y. Davis for her service and her 5 years of service to the CRA. I think, sometimes it's time to move on. We're always appreciative when somebody gives their 5 years of service to the city, so please let her know we said thank you.
Yes, and thank you, Miss Weeks, filling in. Don't miss a beat. I love it. All right, everybody, thank you. See you at the regular meeting. Meeting adjourned.